In the coming few days, Bitcoin might be creating another pump towards the upside. This is, in my opinion, going to have a lot to do with the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. So guys, get ready to buy this dip. I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what I think is going to be happening with the Bitcoin price. Ethereum is right now absolutely exploding towards the upside. We need to be talking about this. Is right now going to be the time to be starting to invest in altcoins. So can we once again smash up that like button above the 30 likes? And guys, without any further ado, let's first of all, as always, have a look into what's that imminent short term. And what we can be seeing over here is that the trend is obviously towards the upside. Right now, all of the people that are trying to short the current Bitcoin price are currently getting wrecked. This is very obvious, and I have been warning you all throughout this whole trend to not short Bitcoin because it is just too dangerous. We have been playing out this whole trend perfectly, but there are a few signals right now coming up at this exact current moment. First of all, 2 days ago, we were having a look into towards this symmetrical triangle. Unfortunately, it broke towards the downside. It, by the way, reached our exact downside target, but that is, of course, what eventually happens in such an uptrend. Eventually, we need to squeeze out all of these long positions, and the Bitcoin funding rates are definitely getting way higher than the past couple of days. So this is getting me thinking that we could rather, in the imminent short term, actually get a little bit more downside, go back towards support, bounce right back towards the upside, and break this current downtrend that we are creating right now. And whenever we are going to be breaking that downtrend, well, that is going to be the moment where we are going to be blasting off back towards the upside. So that is going to be my most probable scenario. I will be explaining exactly why, but of course there is always a chance that we are already going to be blasting off towards the upside right here. So either way, I do think in the end of the day, we are going to be seeing more upside right here being created. And this has everything to do with the greater trend that is still towards the upside. I do think we are going to be reaching our 48k target, and then we are going to be seeing a larger correction. The current trend for Bitcoin has been that we create a local top. People think that this was the top, but eventually we break that top, create a new local top, and do that over and over and over again. People all the time thought that this was the top, but eventually we will just go even higher. Right there we had a huge blast off towards the upside, with actually in the shorter term the exact same pattern being created where people thought that this was the top, people thought that this was the top, and eventually just blasting off even higher towards the upside. Now, I do think that this trend is going to be continuing, and we are going to be bouncing off from of our support levels right here. Okay, it is going to be way more likely that the trend is going to be continuing and that we are getting another push towards the upside, just like all of these previous times. And if we have a look into what's the actual metrics, definitely we are creating more liquidity towards the top side. Yes, we are also building up that liquidity towards the downside. So that is why I'm thinking that definitely we can still reach back towards our support levels to grab that liquidity towards the downside and then create our move towards the upside. But I do think eventually we are going to be grabbing that liquidity towards that top side. So yeah, I am just going to be watching this resistance level. I'm going to be watching these support levels. Eventually a good opportunity will arise in the market for the imminent short term, and we will still be talking about a little bit of the longer term where I think we are going to be headed towards. We still need to be talking about the ETF news. We need to be talking about these altcoins because Ethereum is absolutely blasting off. But if you are as well going to be interested in trading the imminent short term, make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development, and also make sure to claim your free $1,000 trade on Bybit by clicking that first link in the description. You can right now claim a free airdrop position. On top of that, you can also claim a $40,000 deposit bonus. And with that being said, I still do think that we are going to be reaching that 47k to about 50k target before a larger correction. Of course, this has been my thought process and my thesis already back right here when we were are trading at about the 25k level. This target of course comes from the cycle that is right now exactly repeating, as well as we can currently as well be seeing that we are trading in this low volume range, and definitely volume is returning at that 47k level, not before that. So definitely my target remains to be the 47k towards about 48k target. I even think we can be wicking a little bit above right here before really having our larger correction. Now do keep in mind that we are not going to be reaching this level in a few days. It might be taking multiple weeks, if not maybe even multiple months before actually reaching that level, but eventually I do think in this bear market recovery that we are seeing right now, I do think we are going to be reaching that target. And having a look into what's our on-chain indicators, definitely this is aligning exactly with our thesis that we have a little bit more room for upside left. And now you might be thinking that I was saying all of the time that this BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF news is going to be so bullish for Bitcoin. And yes, I have been saying this all the way back here that it was going to be so bullish. But what you need to keep in mind is that this whole pump towards the upside has basically been driven by this spot Bitcoin ETF news. So yes, all of this money has basically been entering the Bitcoin market purely based on speculation of the ETF news. And because of that, I do think this actual acceptance will be having a little bit less of an effect. Maybe even I have to adjust my thesis, and maybe we could be seeing a little bit of a sell the news event and eventually see a dump happening after our actual acceptance. On the day itself, I do think we are going to be seeing a huge pump towards the upside. But after that, I think all of this speculation is going to be leaving the market. So just keep that in mind. Now, altcoins are absolutely flying towards the upside right now because Ethereum is pumping towards the upside. Now, in my opinion, I still do believe that we are going to be reaching this 57% target of our Bitcoin dominance. And that is when we can be seeing our mini altcoin season. I do think we can be seeing a similar mini altcoin season, but my ultimate target for the Bitcoin dominance is going to be this 57% mark. Then at that 57% mark, I will literally go all into altcoins, but right now I'm already scaling a little bit into some altcoins, and for that you need to be watching my latest altcoin upload. Coins like Arbitrum, in my opinion, are going to do so well. Arbitrum is having a perfect setup in my opinion, so definitely there are certain coins out there where I'm already investing a little bit of money into. So keep that in mind. Let me know what altcoins you guys are watching, and maybe I should do more videos about altcoins in the near future. And with that being said, make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.